Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals Podcast episode 48. Tonight we're talking about new Pokemon Snap updates. We're talking about the Olympics. We're talking about rumors of Metroid dates. And what kind of meal would we like to eat if we could visit Hyrule today? All that and more. Well, I am Andros, and I am joined this week by my fellow Nintendo pal, Micah.
Yep.
And, I forget, is there something? I always ask, how are things going for you, Micah?
Pretty good.
Pretty
like
good.
Always.
Pretty good, like always. What have you been up to?
Not too much. It's been a little toastier this week than in the past, so I've been chilling a little more. Bust out my ice packs again.
All right, not on the head this week, so it's not too bad.
Nah, it's not that hot. But
yeah. It's been hot here as well, but it's also been very wet. It's been raining a lot. And I guess this is a good transition into we just got back yesterday. Well, actually, really early this morning, 1 a.m. from Disney World. Did a trip to Disney with the family, and yeah, it rained both days for a good
nice.
a good couple hours of the day, but the rest of the day was clear of rain, not clear skies, which was actually kind of nice. The clouds made it so it wasn't as hot, because before the rain started, it was sunny and just super hot, super warm. And then the rain would come and cool things down.
I'll pretty much always take some cloudy days over sun.
Yeah, that's what we're both actually vampires. So
yeah, you just get used to that. Growing up in the Seattle area.
Yeah, where we're from, we sparkle in the sunlight. So let me tell you that we had an absolute blast. First off, I want to preface my story here with we had an absolute blast, but we had maybe one of the worst days of a Disney trip that I think you could possibly have. So I'm gonna try and condense this story. I told this story already a couple times to other people, and it's too long. I share too many details, so I'm gonna give the Cliff Notes version of the story. We went to the park with my sister and her boyfriend. And so they met us at the hotel, and then we split into two groups and drive. His car died in the hotel parking lot. Battery died. And he was parked between two cars, so we had to push the car out so that we could jump it. And he's like, yeah, I gotta replace the battery because this has happened to me recently. We're like, yeah, man, that's a bummer. It was fine. We were all still in good spirits. We were getting good spirits this whole time. Even all these things that I'm about to say happened to us. So then we drive to the park. We're at the gates for parking. You have to pay for parking. So we're at the gates for that, getting close to it. And his car dies while it's driving. Which instantly I'm like, oh, that means it's not your battery. I mean, it could be the battery still, but it's probably your alternator, which will charge the battery while driving. Is out. And so it died just in the middle of just a line of cars. Luckily,
that's always rough.
Luckily, a good Samaritan who happened to be a firefighter hopped out and was like, you guys need help pushing this off to the side? He could have done it himself, This is a built guy. Shout out to that guy, a really, really nice guy. We were able to push the car off to the side of the road, and then he had this horrible time trying to get a hold of his AAA, even though he's a member of AAA. And so we're like, okay. Then Disney's parking security came up and was like, hey, you guys need some help? And they actually have their own tow service and own repair center in the park. I don't know if people know this, but
how expensive though.
Yeah, yeah,
Do
seriously.
we have that Disney tax?
I don't know if people know this, but like Disney World is like a city. It's a full functioning city. Like if you, it's got its own like everything. Um,
Does it have its own Costco?
no, but it's like legally its own city. It has its own fire department, police department, and apparently like tow service and car repair stuff. It does have a McDonald's, the fanciest McDonald's I've ever seen. Also, you pay for that fancy.
The
Also,
most expensive?
yeah. I mean, it's still relatively cheap, but pretty expensive by McDonald's standards. McChicken was like 3 times as much as normal. Uh,
Is it at least bigger? Or is it just the
no,
same
it's
classic
it's
McChicken?
the same. It's the same meal.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just. But the McDonald's was huge, man. It was huge. It was crazy big. I'm getting sidetracked. See, this is what I'm doing. This is nothing to do with the story. I ate there a different day. So we so we leave him. He gets taken care of with the all the service stuff. Turns out there was just some loose wires on the battery. So they just had to tighten the bolts, and he was good to go. So it was really cheap fix. They just charged him
Oh, that's nice.
for the like inspection, so, which was real cheap. It was super fast. So then we go into the park. Okay, we go in and we get situated, and then we're like, all right, let's do a ride, and we have to split because one of the rides we did was in Pandora, which is the Avatar movie spot, and we went. I've I have kids that are too little to go on that, so split into two
Yeah.
groups. A group goes in. I come out, and while I was in there, my son got stung by a bee
Ooh.
right on the palm of the hand, stung by a bee, and he was freaked out. He wouldn't let anybody take it out, the stinger, and so he had it in there for a long time, and I finally was able to get him to coax him to get it out. While the second group went in for the ride, and I was helping coax that out, the sky opened up and just dumped rain. Just we had prepared, we had all the rain gear, but I mean, I don't know how much you can prepare for flood. Like it was just a torrential downpour straight down. We all had umbrellas. I had a stroller cover all put on, and so yeah, took the kids to the restroom and got the bee stinger out. Uh, we're toilet training my middle child, and so she went to the bathroom good, but then we come out and she immediately has an accident just out in the middle of the thing, and we're like oh, you just it's like you just went, but it was raining, so it's like who cares? Oh man. So then we get to the next ride. Because that's not where this story ends. That's not where this story ends. You thought. We get to the next ride. And we get to the front of the line. And my son goes, this is an emergency. I have to go to the bathroom right now. And so my hero of a wife was like, okay, I'll take him out. And the people are like, you can just wait here. They had like a little waiting spot. You can just wait here, and you guys can go out the exit, use the bathroom, and then just come back through, and you can all get on together. So
Well, that's nice.
yeah, super cool of them. Uh, so while we're standing there, my daughter has another accident. This is in the span of like 15 minutes. Okay,
She feeling okay, or
yeah, that's what I'm like. What is happening? Something inside of her body like
her,
just
her just
opened.
instincts? She's marking your territory all over Disney World.
These were like full out like using the bathroom like 3 times in a row in the span of 15 minutes. And that wasn't the end. She had like 2 more after that, but we weren't. But this was like on like right getting onto the ride. And oh my goodness, yeah, yeah. So that was that was our adventure of a day. There was other stuff that happened, but those are like the big things. And it was just like wow, everything that could go wrong,
Yeah,
it went wrong that day.
but at least you're at Disneyland having fun. or Disney World.
Exactly. It was easy to go. You know, we're on vacation. We're at Disney World. We're having a good time. So it's fine.
Yeah,
Uh,
although last time I visited you in Florida, didn't Lucas also randomly get stung by a bee?
that was when we visited you.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So
I seem
he's
to
been.
remember like the bee just like came up and just like sting, and we're like, what? Why?
Yeah, did that too. Yeah, yeah. On his ear. And then
Ah, yeah, yeah.
same exact thing happened here. This bee's just like doop 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 doop, boom, sting his hand. Like
Yeah, I mean, as
he's
far as
not
we can tell, he
aggravating.
wasn't like swatting at it or
No,
anything.
he's not
Just
aggravating. He's afraid of these things. He'll run. Like I don't
well,
know.
that's a mistake. You never run from a bee. It unleashes their predatory instincts.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, that was. I feel so bad for the kid. I've never been stung by a bee. Have you been stung before?
Really, I think I've been stung once
Yeah.
actually.
Okay, he's already been stung twice that many, and he's like, at least, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how like
Yeah.
that's it
Although I
just
think
seems dumb. It
the last
seems
time I was stung
unfair.
by a bee, I was also like 10. So my streak is pretty good.
Mugga was clarifying the story for me in the chat. Says, we think we went to swat it and caught it in his hand, not knowing what it was.
So that goes by the ear, and you just like,
Ah,
and
oh yeah. He was fine
that's
though.
rough.
I mean, at least he's not allergic to bees. We know that. So
Yeah, and he hasn't become allergic since last time.
yeah.
So I mean, yeah, maybe you should just sting him every once in a while just to make sure.
Yeah. Heck
Pretty
to
sure
the no.
that's
No, no.
terrible advice.
No parenting tips from Micah today. Anyways, that's my terrible vacation day adventure story. The funny thing is that was all for Animal Kingdom. There's like multiple parks, and as soon as we left Animal Kingdom, we went to the Magic Kingdom. It was like everything was just like 1,000,000% better. We had a good time overall. Kids had a blast. We're the coolest parents ever for taking them there. Yeah, super fun. Like seriously,
Until I forget in like 2 weeks.
putting my son to bed yesterday. He's like, I miss the hotel. I'm like, "Oh, I don't.
That's
Get a
funny.
share a room. My daughter woke up both days like 6 a.m. just like ready to go, and she just starts saying everybody's names like wake up, wake up. And you're like, oh my goodness, please. So
I
yeah,
remember when I used to wake up at that time.
if you're going to Disney, make sure you plan an extra day or two to actually relax after the trip, because it's like a go 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 thing. It's super fun, like, but you just gotta imagine like the most stimulating experience that you can think of, like you're running a marathon, you're at a concert, and it's just like that all
Like
day.
Doom Eternal.
Yeah, it's like playing Doom Eternal all day, and then you're just like your brain is like you just need a day to unwind after that. Yeah. So that's my cool adventure story. So yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Nothing exciting like that happened for you, and maybe you're glad for that.
Nah, yeah, I just essentially chilled. Not too much going on.
Well, speaking of chilling, let's talk about what you've been chilling and doing with what you're playing. Micah, what have you been playing lately?
I've been playing a fair amount of Pokemon Unite
Oh,
since it came out, so that's been pretty fun.
I've seen a lot. We follow other content creators on social medias, and I've seen a lot of people get really into Pokemon Unite.
Yeah, I mean, it is a watered down MOBA, but there's still quite a bit of strategy to it.
Yeah, gotta play some more of that.
So you haven't played it since last time we did,
I don't think so. Maybe like one or two times since then.
and you call yourself a Pokemon fan.
I don't think I have called myself a Pokemon fan for a while.
Pretty sure you call yourself that at some point in time, though.
Probably, yeah. I'd say I'm a Pokemon fan. I should play more. I just, it's been a busy week. Been
Yeah.
having the worst day ever.
Yeah.
Didn't have time for Pokemon Unite.
Besides that, I played some of the second best Legend of Zelda game, Wind Waker. Still having a good time with that.
Nice.
Pretty sure I played other things. Played a little bit of Gloomhaven. Not quite Nintendo, but close enough.
It's fun, so it's
I mean,
it's the same.
Yeah, it's practically a board game. I feel like we can talk about board games. It's a digital board game.
Yeah.
And besides that,
I just got to point out, K9 in chat says, "Isn't the worst day at Disney still a good day though?" It's like the worst Zelda game is still like one of the best games of all time. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say so, and not just because you spent a lot of money to be there, so you better have a good time.
Yeah. No pressure, but you paid a lot of money for this, so enjoy yourself.
So enjoy it. You better enjoy it. No, I'm joking. Yeah,
That's
we had a good time.
The worst part of the last day or two of vacation. You're like, oh man, my vacation is about to end. I'm about to go back to the real world. I got to enjoy this.
Yeah, but then you can't because you're thinking about going back to the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel that hardcore. Nice. How are you? So when you're talking strats in Pokemon Unite, like what's the appeal to it for you that's bringing you back in? Because like the bits I've played, I have enjoyed, but I felt very much like I'm just kind of doing stuff, you know?
Yeah, I don't really know what keeps bringing me back. Honestly, I mean, it's part of it is just that they're 10-minute matches, so you can play quite a bit, and you don't play a match that's 40 minutes long. You're like, I don't know if I'm okay with playing another 40 minutes for this next match. But then you end up playing 6 matches anyways, and it's an hour. So, but
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't played a MOBA in a while, and I've been kind of wanting to get back into one anyways. So this is just kind of nice to have a more casual one to get into. Because if I wanted to get back into League of Legends, there's been 7 new champions. Pretty sure there's been a whole bunch of item reworks. I have to do my homework and figure out what changed. So it's kind of just more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's how I feel about when people are like, "Oh yeah, you should try it." I'm like, I just don't want to do homework to play a game.
Yeah, the matches are a little rough.
Yeah, it's the learning curve is hard. But I don't know. Pokemon Unite, I've enjoyed my time with that I've played. I want to try more of the champions, but I also want to play the champion I try more.
To learn them.
Yeah, so I get better at filling the role that one has. There's so much variety. I wish there was a testing zone. Maybe there is.
Once you get to a high enough level, then you can play the quick matches, and those are some 3-on-3 and 4-on-4, and those supposedly are even quicker. So I imagine people aren't as competitive in those, since they're kind of an off-branching game mode. So those might be good modes to kind of learn your character.
Have you not unlocked that yet?
Oh, I have. I just haven't played any.
Oh, okay. I wonder if you can party up and do those.
Yeah, I think so. Because I think that would be fun if we got 3 people. Then let's do a 3v3.
Yeah. Okay, I'll have to get a high enough level that we can do that.
Yeah, I think it's level 9. It's actually kind of high.
Yeah. So anything else you want to highlight you've been playing?
No, I think those are the only things I've played this week.
So my gaming week was Zelda focused mainly. I played some more Skyward Sword. I am in the Lineru region. I haven't hit the mines yet. I'm just exploring the desert. Upgraded my beetle to be able to carry things. And it's the coolest item. Oh man, you're doing slam dunks with bombs. They do. It's so good. I mean, essentially, it's a drone. You're flying a little drone around, and it can like drop bombs on enemies and stuff now. It's like, oh, it's so cool, so
I feel
fun.
like in Breath of the Wild that actually like really cool. It could like help you explore places.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're like, oh man, there's something cool in that mountain probably, but I don't know if I necessarily want to try climbing all the way up. Just have your little drone beetle fly up a little bit, maybe map out a path to
Oh my
climb.
gosh, Micah, you've just come up with like one of the coolest ideas I'm probably not gonna get.
I'm practically a
A
genius.
Sheikah drone.
But yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Yeah. Um,
But what I really want though is bring back the hook shot.
one
I feel like
thousand
you could do
percent, 1,000%. Yeah, we
there's a
need that
lot of
hook shot
cool
back.
things you could do with that in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Or the can't remember. Oh, the grappling hook in Wind Waker.
Is that the same thing as a hook shot?
Not really.
Is
It
like the
lets
same
you like
functionality?
swing on things.
Yeah, I'm
Right?
excited because they're in Skyward Sword, the claw shots, the double claw shots. Okay,
Oh
which
yeah.
which I think first was introduced in Twilight Princess, and it's like, man, you feel like Spider-Man, and you're just like going from thing to thing. I can just imagine if that is in Breath of the Wild too, then they've won it. That's the best game of all time. They could just re-release Breath of the Wild with claw shots,
Yeah,
and
but I
that's
think I
enough.
think I might kind of like it more of a grappling hook thing, so you could like swing on things. If they just let you grapple on a whole bunch of things, then you
Hmm.
could really be Spider-Man swinging and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. No, you should have
Essentially,
like,
what I want is Spider-Man Breath of the Wild. Apparently,
yeah, it should be like a whatever it is, a hook. We'll just call it the hook shot because they're all like a similar item. But the hook shot should have the ability to hit something, and then you can choose to retract it, or
just
just
use it to
leave it,
swing.
and you can swing. Yeah, that would be so
Yeah,
cool. That would be
and
so
it's kind
cool.
of like if you know, it's like Risk of Rain 2, the loader. They have their kind of like a grappling shot thing that pulls you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you can also, depending
Yeah.
on how you're like moving, you can use it to like slingshot yourself around stuff. That would be like that functionality would be super cool in Breath of the Wild.
It would be. I feel like it would also be so broken. It's like
Oh yeah, for sure,
you
for
just feel
sure.
it'd be like,
There's
how do they even try?
there'd be some speedrunning stuff where they do like a quadruple backflip with that over a tree and then just like slingshot themselves across the entire map
Oh, you know it. You know that's what
up
would
to
happen.
the sky platforms or whatever.
Yeah. Well,
But it would
speaking
be awesome.
speaking of Breath of the Wild speedruns, this last Monday, I did a stream that was chat percent speedrun. And for those that don't know what that is, it's I cannot see the game, but I can see chat and I can hear the game. So I'm playing blind, using chat as the guide to using Twitch chat as the guide to navigate the world essentially. And it was an absolute blast. I want to give it a huge thanks to everybody that showed up in chat for that to help out, and give directions. And surprisingly, wasn't killed by chat very often. I think only a couple times.
Yeah, only twice,
Yeah,
as I recall.
yeah. Which we're cruising. We're trying to. So this idea was originally executed by executed, which was originally done by Point Crow, who's a speedrunner in the Breath of the Wild speedrunning community, popular YouTuber streamer. And I saw that video and just thought, man, this looks so fun. I gotta try this. And he did his run in 9 hours and 45 minutes, and we are on pace to like just wreck that score. We're halfway through and we're at 3. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how. Although maybe you saved the most difficult shrine for last.
Let's see. I think bombs might have been the hardest one. Thinking about it blind, because I had to throw bombs to break certain objects. There's a portion where you have to climb a ladder, and a portion where you have to ride a moving platform. And the moving platform was the worst because Twitch chat is slightly delayed. And so
Yeah, you have to like.
I actually had to like kind of take a leap of faith because I could hear the platform moving and stopping, and chat was able to tell me like, yes, that noise is it stopping. And so I was like, okay, I hear it. Is
Pick
it
a direction
stopping?
and go.
Is it stopping on this side or is it stopping on the other side? I don't know. And so it stopped, and I jumped, and I made it, thankfully. Because I did fall off once and had to climb back up a ladder again. It was just horrible. I'm trying to
Ladders are
think.
terrible.
There's
You have to do the magnesis.
yeah, I did magnesis.
So you just have one more then, or are there four?
There's 4. I have to do
There's four, okay.
cryonesis, the ice one, and
Yeah.
and stasis. Stasis might be
Yeah, I
semi-challenging.
don't remember what happens in stasis, but considering you only freeze things for a limited time, that one could be pretty difficult.
Yeah, but I think the bombs would probably be the hardest because of that moving platform. Everything else will be hopefully easier than that one. And then we had to get back to the tower and climb the tower. Micah helped navigate the tower. Oh man, that was fun. It was a good time. I had that was probably one of the most fun streaming experiences ever. And it's just because it's so interactive with the chat, and it's so weird. I went back and watched a little bit of the beginning. I haven't finished watching back to the whole thing, and I kind of want to wait until, because I don't want to have any hint as to where I'm at currently. But all of these spots in my mind, I was picturing exactly like where I was at, and I was so wrong all the time about where I was at, and be like, oh, okay, am I at the steps to this thing? And people are like, yeah, and I'm like way to the left of the steps, like I'm on them, but like so close, barely on them. When in my mind, I'm picturing like I'm just dead center, and I'm about to like fall
Yeah,
off a
just
cliff.
assume you're not dead center on anything.
Yeah. That's a lesson learned. A guardian spotted me, and if I had just kept going the way I was going, I would have been fine. But instead, I panicked and turned and ran straight at the guardian. Yeah, that was bad. I was like, I was just running and jumping and hoping, and I'm just like running and jumping into it, and it's like just blasts me to smithereens right in front of it.
Please kill me. And he's like, what's going on here?
Oh, it's so fun. It was so fun. I'm going to finish that with a second stream, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to finish it in 2 streams. I think I will be, because I got halfway through in 1, and it wasn't too terribly long.
Yeah, and I only managed to lead you off cliffs twice, so that was pretty good.
No, you only did it once. You only did it once.
What?
Oh, no. There was a time I survived. You're right.
Yeah, at the beginning, you survived with like half a heart or something. That was a little disappointing.
It's a little incredible, I'd say. Oh yeah, if you haven't checked that out, you can hop over to twitch.tv/Nintendo Nintendo_pals to check out the VOD of that. I'll also be once it's all finished, I'm going to be editing together a video of it to put up on our YouTube channel, where you can check it out there. But there's also a clip of it out on our TikTok, so yeah, you can find it out on the social medias. Check it out and join us for the next stream. Stay tuned, because that was so fun. And that pretty much wraps up what I've been playing. Played a little bit of Mario Party as well. Son is enjoying that one. And then I want to come back to the Skyward Sword. I played button controls because I was playing on the drive to Disney. So button controls are interesting.
You heathen.
Heathen, yeah.
This is meant to be played motion controls.
I'd say I like the motion controls better, personally. But the button controls work pretty well, I'd say. There's a couple things I don't know how to do, and because I didn't start with button controls, I didn't get any sort of tutorial on it. So I don't know how to roll with button controls or do a spin attack. I couldn't figure that out. Just messing around
in a circle and attack.
Yeah. Then he just spun the sword in a circle. yeah, so there's
Then you just
that,
gotta do it faster.
and then I don't like not having the free camera. Like you have it, but you have to hold the L button. And there were so many times where I instinctively was just trying to turn the camera and I just pull out my sword and wave it around like and I'm like nope, 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 and then I have a hold L and do that. Totally doable. There were some parts that were way easier. Like flying the beetle was a lot easier using the not motion controls. Yeah. Not that it was hard with motion controls, but it's just like you're just able to be more precise. So yeah, yeah, yeah. The Lanero mines and the Lanero desert time crystals is one of the coolest mechanics ever introduced into Zelda and potentially any game. Where you hit the crystal and it expands a time bubble in that space. That's pretty cool.
Not gonna lie, totally forgot about that. I
Oh,
still have no recollection of that.
man, you
But
should
it
be
sounds cool.
you should have picked this title up. I think you would be enjoying this right now, playing along with the community because there's a lot of people in the community playing it, and we're all fairly close together. I think I'm lagging behind at this point, but
I'm
I'm
just
having a
too
great
busy
time.
playing the second best Legend of Zelda game still.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
who knows? I'm maybe moving this up on my personal list. Speaking of
well, the thing is,
lists,
you have to rank it separate though, because it's like the HD version.
K9 says it's way better than Wind Waker. Oh, Wind Waker.
How dare you? Okay, Andrew, how do you ban people again?
You're not a
I
mod,
don't know.
so sorry.
I don't know if I have
Thank
this
goodness I didn't make
functionality.
Micah a mod. He'd be on our joint channel. Um, the what was it? Yeah, yeah. If we rank it separate, for sure, it's gonna go higher than the original. It's like definitely super super good way to play it. Speaking of lists, though, like our top lists for Zelda, our friends at All N just did an episode of the podcast of their podcast All N, where they did top 5 Zelda ranked. And Mike, I gotta say, neither of them put Wind Waker at number one. Yeah, so but they were like, the Nintendo Pals threw down the gauntlet, so we thought we'd show them how it's done. And I appreciate that they did that because they did great with their lists and their reasoning. They didn't come together on a concise list though, like we did. So there wasn't any room for Wind Waker versus Ocarina of Time debate. So and at the end of the day, Zelda is fantastic, and all of us have maybe a different favorite Zelda, but all of us agree on some of the best ones, right? Like they both put Breath of the Wild at number 2 for their lists, and it's our number 1. But I think like on a given day, me and you might say it's our number 2 over something like you would say like, oh well, maybe Wind Waker's better than Breath of the Wild. Uh,
I
so
mean, I feel like Wind Waker is essentially Breath of the Wild 1.0, and then Breath of the Wild was just Wind Waker. They took all the goodness of Wind Waker and for the most part made it better.
yeah,
But
yeah,
there are a
it's
lot of features in Wind Waker that really remind me of Breath of the Wild.
there's like concept art floating around that there was supposed to be like more ocean involvement for Breath of the Wild, and I feel like that would have been really cool because the boat, the little flat boat that you use the Korok leaf to steer, was so fun to navigate in Breath of the Wild. I had a blast with that, and if they did more with like you could get better boats, and there was like a more I don't know, like underwater segments stuff, that would have been cool.
Yeah, give us the those metal boots and let us explore the ocean floor.
Yeah. Something to point out here that the enemy variety in Skyward Sword is so much bigger than in Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild uses just a few enemies. Like when you think about it, you've got the Bokoblins, you have got the Moblins, um, Lizalfos. Those are like the primary ones. And then you'll also see some Keese, the bats, some jelly blob things. What are those called? I don't remember. The slimes. Um, Choo choos? Is that what they're called?
Juice. Yeah.
And then the Octoroks. Uh, yeah, choo
Some
choos.
Lionel's in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lionels.
They even have bears.
Bears aren't really enemies, though. That's more like just regular
No.
wildlife. Uh,
Yeah, it just seems kind of weird, actually.
and that's it, right? There's like 6 enemy types. Now, within those, there's like different colors and difficulties.
Oh, they got those mages,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Wizrobes.
and
Wizrobes.
then the can't think of what they're called. The ninja people. What Green Party?
The. Oh my gosh, I am also like blanking on their name. The.
Wait for it. Someone to help us out in chat.
I know, I can't remember what they're called. Oh my gosh, we're. Koga. Master Koga of the. What tribe? I can't remember what they're
Something
called.
clan.
Yiga clan. Thank you.
Yiga, okay.
Yiga clan. Clan jogged my memory. Yiga clan. Yeah, the Yiga clan. Where like Skyward Sword feels like it has so many like random enemies that I just didn't even remember existed. These little like crab things that will spin in electric shells at you, and you have to hit them while they're out of the shell. Guys that climb into these little holes and breathe fire out that you have to take out. There's of course all the bats. There's all of those enemies in Breath of the Wild and more. Minus the Yiga clan. There is no Yiga clan. But the Bokoblins in Skyward Sword are so different. they're like they're weird looking. They don't look right like a goblin. They yeah. I don't know. They just when I say weird looking, I mean like they just look so different than their design in every other game.
Yeah.
Uh yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. So let's like man, I've been just rambling here on Zelda stuff. So let's ramble on over to the Nintendo news. And in today's Nintendo news, we actually have a lot of news to cover here. So, Micah, you wanna talk about these first couple ones that you put in?
Yeah, I see. A new Pokemon Snap free update coming out August 3rd, I believe it was. Which I was hoping they would add more with this, but I wasn't actually expecting them to. So that was
Yeah.
a nice surprise.
So our podcast goes live on the second.
From what I
So
can tell, it looks like it looks like they're showing.
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Wait,
Yeah. I was gonna say the our
then
podcast the day our podcast comes out. It's the day after that. So if you're listening to this first day it's up, tomorrow will be the release of this. And yeah, it's crazy. It's fast.
And from looking at like the trailer, it looked like there were 2 new levels that kind of swapped between, and then towards the end, it looked like there was another new level, but you were shrunk down, so you could see like a massive Wurmple and Emolga you flew on the back of.
Yeah, we're getting some Honey I Shrunk the Kids, some Ant-Man. I was like,
It kind of looked like it might also have that functionality for one of the first levels, but I don't know because there's some couple things that looked kind of familiar, but I wasn't sure if
I picked up on that as well.
Things too much.
No, I picked up on that like hoot that was like up on the sign looked like the exact same one in the same spot.
Yeah, and they had that like sleeping Snorlax. I was wondering if that was the same one from earlier.
Yeah, man.
So it looks pretty cool, and they definitely have at least one new Pokemon that I remember seeing.
Yeah. So is Mew in the game already?
Do you want me to spoil things?
Do I want to spoil things? Well, like
I mean,
they showed it in the trailer like it was already there.
yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I feel like we're past that point of
Yeah, it's
spoilers,
like,
but that's not
it's
even
okay if I spoil that.
Mew isn't even part of the like main game. I've rolled credits on it and I haven't hit Mew.
Yeah, I think it unlocks after you roll credits. I
I
have to
didn't,
do like the last level
gosh, I need to get back into this game, man.
because I think there are quite a few legendaries that get added in afterwards.
Dude, this is so awesome. We got Pokemon Snap. We got a new Pokemon Snap game and it's getting DLC. Like, I feel like the game was pretty substantial. It had more levels than I thought it was going to have, and they just added more. And we were talking about this. It's prime. It's prime game for DLC. Like, they could just add new islands and new things to explore. But they went above that. They're adding new levels and, like, a new mechanic where you shrink.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm most excited about.
Yeah,
I think that'll be real cool.
nice. Speaking of... that update's free. Yeah. So, speaking of free updates... free update for Animal Crossing New Horizons arrives July 29th. So wait, that's in the past. It's arrived. So we're in fireworks season for Animal Crossing, and I think it's the same one. Might have a little bit more new stuff. I didn't see all that it was entailed with that, but it was what most people are focusing on was the follow-up announcement of, in addition to those updates, more free content for Animal Crossing New Horizons is currently in development for later this year. Meaning, which kind of got people's spark of hope
Hope it's not
reignited.
just like a new hat.
Yeah,
Like, we hope you enjoy this hat we worked really hard on. Here
maybe
you
it's a
go.
maybe it's a really cool hat.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what if it's a hat that just like has an entire island on top of it?
I feel like that's not that exciting. The way you described it just now, like if you could do something on the hat,
Well,
or
yeah.
it's just a
Essentially a
hat
whole
with an
new
island.
island. You
Oh,
can
okay.
wear it, and it'll be a miniature version of of an island. But then you like take it off and set it down, and you can visit this island.
Wow, that would be crazy. My,
I don't think that's happening.
yeah.
But,
Oh, hopefully it's a substantial update. I think the game, it's about time that they could have that ready. I talked about this on our Discord, but I don't think they were expecting Animal Crossing New Horizons to sell as well as it did. Uh, and because of that, I don't think that they originally had planned to give it super crazy substantial updates until further into the game's life cycle, like they did with New Leaf. I think it was about 3 years in that New Leaf got a big overhaul, major update. So I think they were probably planning on doing that same kind of thing to just give the game new life, like
like halfway through its cycle.
a couple years later. Yeah. But then the game sold super well, and people are like dying for more.
Yeah,
Like,
they're like, where are my
so,
updates?
so if Nintendo could take and react to that situation happening, and then change their plan to forward that stuff, and allocate team members to doing that and forward that stuff, then I'd say about now is the time that those could be ready.
Yeah, but I mean, with COVID, they might have even then been delayed a little more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So hopefully we're getting some substantial updates. Uh, yeah. What are you hoping for the free update besides your island hat?
Uh, what? Yeah. Well, obviously that island hat, because that is an incredible idea.
It is.
That
It is.
I'm impressed with myself for coming up with that. Not gonna lie. But also, like K9 said, some Zelda items. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
please.
Yes. I liked Zelda Villagers. They had Epona, Ganon the pig. And
Or even better, give us some Metroid items.
yeah, just more Nintendo crossover stuff for sure. For sure. I feel like Splatoon would be a good fit. Get some
Yeah,
Splatoon items. Uh, I am hoping for more like stuff to do. Uh, like like an island you can go to. I still think that the fishing dock, there's going to be something that comes there. Like you'll be able to hop onto a boat from that dock and ride out to another island to do something.
that would be cool. But
Uh,
maybe they added in a dock just so you could fish off of it for the fancy dock fish.
yeah, but can't you catch those fancy dock fish from anywhere?
Um,
No?
you can potentially catch them off of like the airport dock. I don't remember if that. I know at some point we figured out if you could or couldn't, and I
Yeah.
don't remember what we decided.
Or expand the airport option so that you can go to some multiplayer zone where you can do stuff. Maybe go to a city, bring back the city folk stuff. Yeah.
Oh, King that mentions the Wind Waker lobster shirt. That would be great. I feel like someone has to have made a version of that, and now
Boats.
I want to go check it out.
Boats, Micah. Let's bring in boats. Like you can like sail a little boat around on the ocean and do stuff that like a fishing game, and it's multiplayer. Like you could go deep sea fishing with your friends. Every
Well,
like
just take the best part of Wind Waker, the ocean treasure grappling hook, picking stuff up that everyone loved so much, and just add that in.
did everybody love that so much? I don't know. I don't
I'm,
know.
I'm pretty sure people actually don't like it. So that's one of the changes with the HD version. You don't have to
You don't have to do
get
as many.
as many of the Triforce pieces. You
Yeah.
all need to
Yeah.
get them from that.
Well, since we're back into the realm of Zelda, since we just can't leave Zelda, my Nintendo Rewards finally put up the Skyward Sword acrylic panel art. They announced that a week or two ago, and it is up now for the North America. Like, well, it might just be U.S. and Canada. Um, but with that, the shipping fee for my Nintendo Rewards items has increased $2. So that's a bit of a bummer. It's about $7
Yeah,
now to ship instead of 5.
like my first time about to order something, and they increased the price.
That's why. It's because it's your first
Yeah,
time. Uh, no, the thing is, I wish that I could just wait on getting this and get like a bundle of rewards that come out, but it seems like they only come out with like one thing I want at a time, and they sell out so fast that if I don't get it right away, I won't have a
yeah.
chance
Well,
to
you
get it.
can redeem them, but how long do the codes they give you last?
That's a good question. The points don't last forever. You lose out on
Yeah, I
quite a
think
bit of the
those are
points.
a year. But you can spend the points. Like I forgot to actually order mine. I spent the points to get it, and then I just forgot to actually like go through with the shipping and have them ship it to me.
Yeah.
So hopefully that hasn't expired in the last like 2 days.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, my Nintendo rewards. Keep an eye on that. Australia got this really cool reward. It's like a bomb bag that's decorated like the bomb bag from Skyward Sword, and it's pretty cool looking.
Bomb's
I
not included, I assume.
yeah, probably not. I'd totally get that if that was a thing here. It's like a drawstring bag. I don't know what I'd put in it,
Pretty
but
cool.
yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Well, you could put bombs in it.
Could put bombs in it. Good. I'd have to start growing some bomb flowers.
Well, yeah, what you need are just you bust that out at 4th of July with your 1 million little snap rocks, pop dragons, whatever you want to call them.
Good
Just
idea.
fill
You're like,
that bag with it and let loose.
oh, that's pretty good. Uh, Yeah. So next news item here, we got Nintendo has confirmed that they are uh, taking Dr. Mario World off of mobile devices. It will be closing down on October 31st. I don't know how well that game did. People said it was okay from what I saw.
It might have actually been my favorite mobile game they've had, actually.
Really? Okay. I didn't know you played this one.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was free, so of course I played it.
Yeah. I mean,
But I mean,
they've come out with a lot of free games that I've been like, nah, I don't care. I'm not
I mean,
playing
I've
that.
tried all of them. This is the only one I've played for more than like 2 days, practically. I played this one semi consistently, not like a lot, but for like a couple months.
Yeah. It seems they're kind of pulling out of the mobile market, especially on things that aren't like their big, huge money makers, like Pocket Camp and Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
Heroes.
I think I'd heard that the Dr. Mario had done worse money wise than any of the other ones.
Yeah, which is a bummer. But I've not been a fan of Nintendo's mobile game stuff because they're not making it. They're putting it out and they are catering to the mobile market, which isn't what I want. Like I don't want to play. I don't want to play a mobile Nintendo. I want to play a Nintendo game that's on my phone. That'd be cool. Mobily, but I don't want to play
mobile Nintendo game.
Yeah, exactly. This like I don't really know how to describe it other than like
I mean, they have those like mobile practices with like
buy
gems,
like
buying,
buy gems,
microtransactions just everywhere,
and the mechanics are crazy simple because they're designed and they design it so you can play with one hand. It's like I haven't had fun playing any of those. They're time wasters. That's what they're for. They're like designed to be something to do between things. And no, I want to play Zelda or like I want to play like actual Mario, actual Zelda. And that's the thing is like Nintendo is king of mobile gaming if you think about it because the Game Boy is a mobile device.
Yeah, they're just not really the king of smartphone gaming.
Yeah, it's not mobile. They're portable gaming, and that's what I want. I want that captured on the smartphone, maybe. But apparently, those just don't sell well enough there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the problem with that is then you have to have those like touchscreen controls, which never work too well. Or if you make it more difficult, then people can get those like controller things and attach them, but not that many people are going to have those, so you're cutting off a pretty big part of your market.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of people trying to crack that code, but it's just been buy more gems. That's the strategy that works. It's making people money.
Yep.
Not for me. I'm glad that we have the other gaming. We have portable gaming and console gaming and PC gaming to be there. I'm not trying. Well, okay, I am trying to discount mobile games, but I'm not trying to say like you can't have fun doing those. It's just not for me, personally.
Yeah, I mean, some mobile games.
I know you enjoy quite a few like mobile games.
Yeah, I played Infinity Blade back in the day. They like removed that from the App Store now, but those ones are really well done. Demo, like essentially a piano, Guitar Hero type of game.
Yeah, not Pokemon Snap. Pokemon Go is huge.
Pokemon Go, yeah. You just have to. They have to kind of be games where you don't really have to rely on quick reaction button schemes on a touch screen. Stuff like that just doesn't really work out too well.
Yeah. I feel like it's possible, but it hasn't been done yet the way I like. For me.
Yeah.
But for so many other people, it's been done the way they like, and they're playing these games and enjoying them. You have fun and enjoy, like for sure. Like I'm not. I have absolutely no shade to that. Just because I'm not into it doesn't mean it's not good. But
Yeah.
I am a little glad that Nintendo's not putting their resources there and putting their resources towards other ventures, like games like Mario Golf. Speaking of that, Mario Golf, we've got. This was like not really a news item. I didn't really know where to put this, but there's been found a weird glitch in Mario Golf that causes a round to end automatically. If you use a special shot to knock someone else's ball into the hole, so like you use I think like Wario's like on impact knocks everybody's ball out of the way. If you somehow hit someone's ball into the hole, it just ends the round for everybody. And so however many strokes you had, that's how many you got it in. So a lot of, like, I watched this clip where it's the very beginning, and it's the third person to go. They hit the ball in. Everybody had landed close to the green. They hit the ball and knock another player's ball in. So all of those guys get hole in one, even though no one actually got a hole in one, because the one that did get in was hit in by someone else.
Yeah. I mean, that one I feel like could kind of be a legit hole in one. They only hit it once.
Except for the last player who hadn't gone yet got par. And it just seems like an interesting like programming thing where it like definitely wasn't accounted for, and the fallback is just for the round to end and scoring to continue. I mean, at least the game didn't crash, right?
Yeah.
That would have been. But it's just crazy that this wasn't thought that this would happen. Like,
it's just weird to me that it did it like it has such a big effect. I kind of would have thought the person's ball that got knocked in, they'd be like, "Oh, it's in the hole now, and it was only hit once, so it's
so they
a
scored.
hole in one."
Yeah.
And then everyone else would like keep playing normally.
Yeah.
So it kind of surprises me that it just like shuts down the round.
Yeah, the game was like, I have no idea what to do here, so yeah, round's over.
Yeah.
next round. Yeah, fun stuff. Yeah. So the last bit of news here is a bit of old news, but I want to talk about it a little bit. Nintendo did not allow co-streaming of the E3 Direct, and I'm wondering if this is going to be a new norm. I hope not. I hope that other directs they allow for streaming. But Twitch themselves didn't stream the event, even though they had permission to on their official channel. Because, in their words, said, while Twitch Gaming has permission to air the show, we won't be airing the event because all creators can't co-stream. So they were just kind of like joining in with everybody else who couldn't to show support to their communities. What do you think about this, Micah?
I mean, I don't really care too much about it.
We broke the rules, man. We streamed this.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really care too much about it because we didn't get caught breaking the rules.
I was about to say, yeah, sorry, Doug, to our good friend Doug Bowser. Like, sorry, we did it. I was somewhat aware that this was a thing because people did mention it, but I was like, I don't think they shouldn't be able to shut us down. And
yeah, I mean, it does seem kind of weird, but
I don't see why not. Like, I don't understand why not, especially when the norm prior to this was, yeah, it's okay. Like, I wonder why.
Yeah, I want to know the reasoning behind the change.
K9 says
it seems like it essentially just
K9 says it's only illegal if you get caught. Micah said so. Not true. We do not endorse such philosophies.
No, I'm with K9 on this. I'm pretty sure that's true.
Yeah. I don't see, like, my thinking is like they want the views to be counted on their own
Yeah, maybe it just gives them it's easier for them to see how many people are interested and watching it.
But I
But
don't
it
think.
also seems like it's essentially free marketing, letting other people stream
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, 100%. Because it's like all these people that are watching it now. More people are tuning in because my favorite YouTuber is watching this. I'll watch them watch it. They probably wouldn't watch it on
Yeah,
their own. 100%, 100%. I think that's true for a lot of the stuff. I don't know. It just seems like a Nintendo move, just a
yeah,
hey, let's
it's
take
kind
legal
of a
action.
classic Nintendo thing.
Let's take legal action for this. So, uh, hopefully next time this is not the case.
Hopefully next time they also don't catch us.
And speaking of the next time, let's move over to the rumor mill. This blends right into one of the first rumors I wanted to talk about today. There is a rumor going around that there will be a direct in September. This makes sense to me, like time frame wise, should be around that time. And the rumor is that it will give us the last Smash DLC info, along with talk more about Metroid Dread, and probably assume that there's some more Animal Crossing info, and yeah, it's like also maybe getting time to market Splatoon 3 a little bit more.
Oh yeah, that's supposedly coming out next year.
Yeah,
We don't really know much about it.
yeah. So that's a rumor. That's a rumor. That's 100% a rumor. I hope it's true. I think we're due for a direct end of the year to kind of give more. I'm like, hey, what's next year shaping up to look like pre E3?
Yeah,
So,
even what's coming, some more information on what's coming this holiday season. So go out and buy our stuff.
yeah. Uh, holiday season, Micah. How about holiday season of next year? So, holiday season of next year is supposedly, according to Amazon, when Metroid Prime 4 is coming. Now, this clearly this has to be a placeholder.
Yeah,
12/31.
December 31st.
Yeah, December 31st of 2022 is the release date for the Metroid Prime 4. Was like popped up.
Yeah, there's no way.
But hopefully it's ballparking that it's going to be like
I
a
yeah,
holiday 2022.
it'd be nice if it was if it meant it was a 2022 release,
Yeah,
but I don't really see that.
really.
I feel like they got too many good things coming out. Well, I say too many,
Like
but they
they
have
could.
Splatoon 3 and Breath of the Wild 2. I don't know if they want to jam pack. Even if it was, I don't think it's ready yet. Metro Prime 4.
What do you think of like we get Splatoon early, and then mid year, maybe like Breath of the Wild 2. Like Breath of the Wild 2. Do you think they could hold till another E3? Maybe it's like some the launches around that time. I don't know.
I was kind of thinking Breath of the Wild 2 would be their holiday
Would be
title.
their holiday, and then Metroid Prime 4 is the holiday title.
They're both, yeah, but it's the next holiday. It's the New Year's Eve holiday title, apparently, according to
Yeah.
this rumor.
It's not really a rumor. It's just like that was a
Yeah,
placeholder that popped up, but
yeah.
we're rumor mongering it. Like, oh,
I
it's
mean,
coming
anything
next year.
Metroid Prime 4, I'll talk
So
about.
you don't believe it's coming next year? I still think it could. I don't know. I don't really see like they announced it. It's been a long time. It totally could come out next year. It also could come out 2023. But I don't.
I'm feeling more 2023 because I
I wouldn't
think Breath of the
be.
Wild 2 is going to be holiday, and I
Okay.
think if it was going to be coming out next year, it'd be coming out late next year, and I don't think they'd want those games kind of competing
Yeah.
holiday titles.
Yeah, that does make sense. but just let me live in my like fantasy world of Breath of the Wild is coming early next year, and Metroid Prime's coming late. That's my dream right there.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I just like
Because they
suddenly
were
realized I had my random prediction that Metroid Prime 4 was going to suddenly come out October 14th, I believe it was.
uh-huh.
But then Metroid Dread's coming out October 8th, so I feel like I was kind of close with my prediction.
That's true. That's true. We'll have to listen back to that because I don't remember the exact date that you said, but yeah, it was.
Yeah, I said it not believing it at all, but we did get a Metroid game, so close enough.
So there you go. Mike is the winner.
I'm an almost psychic.
Mm-hmm.
I have approximate knowledge.
Approximate knowledge of the future. That sounds like a good. That sounds like a good superhero power. This is going to happen.
I'm quoting that from Adventure Time. There's some weird cat with almost future knowledge. And they're like, "Hello, Frank the human." And it's like, "How did you almost know my name?" So funny. I love Adventure Time, by the way.
Approximate knowledge of the future. Yeah, we could use some of that. I feel like that's the episode title right there. Approximate knowledge of the future. It's like such a weird, obscure line. So yeah, speaking of approximate knowledge of the future, let's talk about the potential of a Pokemon live action series in early development at Netflix. Rumor going around. Oh yeah, now first off, have we learned nothing? Have we learned nothing that when these leaks start coming out and people start broadcasting them, we're not a news site, so I feel like we're okay to talk about it. But maybe we're just part of the problem here, Micah. But
but we're homies with Doug, so I mean,
yeah, true.
Watching this,
what about
it might be like a personal betrayal.
But what about that time that supposedly Zelda was canceled because of leaks? What are you people trying to do here? You want these things, right? Like, stop reporting on this stuff. Stop spreading that.
Ruining it for the rest of us.
Yeah, it's like Pokemon live action series in early development for Netflix.
Yeah. Now I'm just hyped for it when I could be living in blissful ignorance.
Let me just say that I've talked about this on the show before, but I'd be all for this. I'd be 100% for this. The only way this could be ruined for me is if they decide we're going to make this for adult audiences because it's a freaking
this is definitely
Netflix.
TVMA sort of live action Pokemon.
Please don't. Please don't do that. Netflix likes to do that, but that's just...
There's no way Nintendo would allow that.
Yes!
There's no way.
Yeah, that's like the only way it could be ruined for me. Other than that, I feel like this show could literally have like the worst writing in the world, and maybe the CGI is just so bad. But I'll still love it. I'll still love it.
Pokemon the series kind of has terrible writing.
Oh,
a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So it would just be more of the same, but live action.
I've talked about this
on. What I want is like, so they don't have to spend too much money on like CGI and stuff. They just have puppets. The Pokemon are puppets.
I'd actually dig that. I think that would be fun.
Like multi-people puppets, so they have those like people in like the full black suits, like moving the parts.
No, like the live action Ninja Turtles movie. That was the bomb, and those were like puppet suits.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the newer ones.
No, not the newer ones.
I mean, those turtles in the new ones are jacked. They are absolutely huge. It's like you don't even need to know how to fight. You're like 500 pounds of pure muscle. Like no one can even hurt you. I don't understand.
They're just like giant muscle ninjas. Yeah, you're right.
They should have been a little smaller so it could like really showcase their fighting abilities. But it's just like, nah, they're huge now. Good luck. I mean, why even try and fight them?
Oh, that's true. I never really thought about that, but yeah, that's true. I'm hoping that they follow the look and style of Detective Pikachu, because I thought that the Pokemon in that looked great. I don't know if they could do that for a series because I
Yeah,
imagine the CG would be super expensive.
yeah, they might have to tone down the background Pokemon and things
Yeah,
if they
they'll
want it to be
probably
like,
go more like Post Malone concert level of CG. You remember the Post Malone concert?
yeah,
Yeah.
that really didn't look that bad,
Yeah, I mean, I
but
don't know how it would look with live
it looked
action
kind of weird with the
actors.
real people. Yeah,
Although that no, if you watched the Katy Perry music video, that is like legit what it looked like.
that's true.
It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
Well, maybe they just have full fake backgrounds, and the only thing real are people. At that point, could you even call it live action?
I don't know. that's that's a good point. Uh, yeah, I hope they like do a blend of practical with it. That would be kind of cool. Like they do with like the Mandalorian series is like
Yeah,
a blend of practical
I
and
mean,
CG.
I feel like
Anyways,
they could for some of the smaller Pokemon, they could pull off the practical
yeah, there's a lot you
more
could do with
easily, and
it.
then
There's a lot you could do with it. The I've talked about it before, but Detective Looker, the series. That was what I was like. That would be a cool show. And he's just kind of
yeah,
bouncing around behind the scenes of like the games and maybe of the TV series. Like there's like things happening, like key points in the show game that you find out.
it,
Oh, he was the one pulling the strings there.
except they when they like show them looking in at things happening, they're from like games or from the TV series. They just show the original clips.
Yeah,
So they suddenly cut to some like Game Boy Advance game.
yeah. Pokemon like dabbles in some really cool stuff. I don't. If you've seen their like animated shorts that are more focused on or more based on the game uh, than like say their animated series with Ash and Pikachu is like very loosely based off the games plot wise. Uh, the animations that they do, which are like entirely focused on the game, are all really cool. They've done several
Yeah,
like little mini series, and I've always like been just like geeked out over how cool those were.
yeah, those are pretty cool. That's kind of what I want for a kind of quality for the live action
Yeah,
series.
and personally, I thought Detective Pikachu was a fantastic film. Thought they did a great job with it. There were some parts where it's like, okay, like plot wise, you're like, all right, I guess that happens. But the effects were on point. They're
On fleek.
on
That's a saying,
fleek.
right?
Your guess is as good as mine, sir.
Yeah, on fleek.
Yeah,
Extremely good, attractive, or stylish. Just off the top of my head, that's what it means.
nice. There you go. Oh, yeah. Off the top of your head. So yeah, tell us what you think. Are you excited for a live action Pokemon?
Oh,
Uh,
definitely.
yeah, yeah. Uh, what?
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 Oh, nothing.
So next bit of rumor here. We've got a report that Nintendo supposedly pulled out of the Olympic opening ceremony, like pulled their music out last minute. If you watched the opening ceremony, they played a lot of video game music because this is in Japan, and video games in
And
Japan are
Japan's pretty cool.
yeah. Okay, and the music sounded so good. So good. It sounds like if you were watching and had no idea, you'd just be like, wow, they did some really great orchestral pieces this year for the Olympics.
Yeah.
It just sounds like it fits so well. And only in Japan could they do this and just do it justice, and they did. I'm sad that this if this is true, I'm sad because the Nintendo music in here would have just been that would have just been icing on the cake. Yeah, I don't know why they would have pulled out. I don't know. I've just got this
They
feeling.
probably just didn't want to upstage everyone else
Oh,
with their
probably.
video game
I just
music.
got a feeling it was probably like some monetary thing. Like they charged too much, and the Olympics didn't want to pay that much, and That's where
or or do you pay money to get your music into the Olympics?
or do they pay to get their music into the
Yeah,
Olympics?
I mean, I have no idea.
I kind of doubt that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
it wouldn't really necessarily be that good of marketing for a lot of them, I think, but who knows? Maybe
Yeah, I think they were just paying for the
you
rights to use the songs. I'm assuming because there is no marketing like, oh, this is from Final Fantasy VII. Please pick up Final
I better
Fantasy
go.
VII.
I better go buy that
Yeah, yeah,
and play it. I mean, it might work. I mean, it got people talking.
true,
So some
true.
marketing right there.
And that wraps up the rumor mill. So let's move to the last segment of our show, which is the community corner. And in today's community corner, we have some questions, leftovers from last week. Yeah, we're eating leftovers this week, Micah.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
leftovers are great.
leftovers are great.
You,
We got a
you
question
don't have
about.
to like put in much work, and it's practically just as good. Some things are practically even better as leftovers.
That's true.
So
That reminds me, I've got some sweet leftovers in the fridge I could go eat after this show. So I'm gonna definitely pick that up. Some awesome nachos. I know you're not a fan
nice.
of the cheesy stuffs. So
I'm a fan of nachos. You just don't put cheese on it. You get some refried beans, some
oh
taco
yeah,
meat.
yeah, some good like a good bean dip.
You even put on some pico de gallo on top of that.
That does sound really
That's some
good.
good. That's
That does
some
sound
good
really good.
nachos.
Yeah, okay, okay.
At that
Okay.
point, it's practically just a taco. Like I almost mentioned, oh, then you put on some lettuce, and I was like, no, that's like straight a taco.
Wow. Well, since we're on the food stuff, maybe we should skip to that question.
Yeah, well, let's go with
Um,
that one.
Solo something asks if you were to have one night of dining on a beautiful evening in Breath of the Wild Hyrule, what dish would you order? The da, 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 da. What are you gonna order?
There's so many things that I mean, can I like mix and match some things?
Yeah, I want to add to this question. Where are you going to eat? That's a question.
Well, I'm probably eating on Death Mountain based off of some of my choices. Because
Was that like a joke about how bad the food is, or?
no, because a couple of them involve Goron spices, and I want the authentic, fresh
Oh yeah,
Goron
you gotta have
spice.
the authentic Goron spice for sure, for
I mean,
sure.
first of all, I guess I'd start off with a heat-resistant tonic thing, so I don't. Right?
Here, your
So then
appetizer is a heat tonic, and then you're gonna eat. What are you gonna eat?
I was thinking that I'd go with some curry rice made with Hylian rice and Goron spice with a crab stir fry.
Wow.
Any crab plus Goron spice.
Holy crap, we need to start a restaurant right now that
Yeah.
just
I
sells
don't know
all
what's
this
in these
stuff.
Goron spices, but I assume it's delicious.
It does sound good. I don't even, yeah, I don't know. Is it Goron? Is it just they like
It's
shave,
Goron dandruff.
yeah, they like shave their rock part. It's like, I mean, isn't that what
I
like
hope not.
pepper and salt are? Like, it's just like shavings of like,
Shavings of pepper and salt, not weird living creatures, as far as I know. And if they are, don't tell me. I don't need to know that. And then I'd probably finish off with some nice fresh crepes.
like, I feel like I need to stream making every dish in Breath of the Wild. There are so many
There are
things.
so many. Yeah, I had to look up because I didn't remember. But these are, I mean, there's even hot buttered apple. An apple plus goat butter. I mean, that actually doesn't sound like good.
What do these do? Are they just like really yummy? Like a wow, like
I think they just heal you for the most part.
it seems like there's so much work into this for what it does. I feel like at this point they should have had like Link had the option to open a restaurant somewhere. Like,
In Terrytown,
oh my gosh, that would be awesome. That would be so cool. Uh, where would I eat? That's a tough question. Every like village in Breath of the Wild is so incredibly beautiful. that I just don't know where I would pick. I would love to have somewhere that has a view of the water.
Let's say view wise, I might go with Zora. Lake Hylia. I don't remember if it's actually called that in Breath of the Wild. But
The Zora's domain isn't on the lake though. It's
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
far
that's
away.
true.
But if there, okay, so if there were restaurants, there would be one, like at that top of the dam, like you could eat up
Oh
there.
yeah.
That would be really something. I was thinking like Lurelin Village would probably be
Oh
pretty
yeah,
cool,
by the ocean.
but
It's got a nice beach.
they've got a good view that direction. But then the other way is just like a giant cliff wall. So I don't know if
Giant rocks can look pretty cool.
yeah, it's cool looking. Uh,
I mean, if you're gonna eat by the ocean's edge, I feel like you gotta have some fish.
I'm not a big seafood fan myself. That's the thing.
Yeah, but what if Breath of the Wild seafood tastes different, extra delicious?
Oh, there's desserts. There's desserts. There's a dessert menu here. It's like I feel like I'm at a restaurant right now. Like, oh, what should I order? I
Oh
mean,
man, I take back that curry rice. They have a meat curry, which is essentially curry rice, but also with meat.
monster food, monster curry,
Yeah,
Micah.
I'm gonna go with nah. I mean, that's just like weird goblin. It's just totally brain farting what they're actually called. Bokoblin
Bokoblin.
meat,
It's made of monster extract.
which I feel like they just take a big chunk of monster and just squeeze it real hard until
Monster extract, Goron spice, and Hylian rice. And so when you eat that, like, what happens when the blood moon rises? Do you get a stomach ache? Because it's like
I think if you had died, you would come back to life actually, but stronger.
yeah. I feel like I want to try dubious food.
I mean, I can eat dubious food whenever I try and make something, so I'll choose something else.
Where it's so bad that it's censored. I just love that.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah, this is there are so many things. Copious simmered fruit, glazed mushrooms.
I mean, if I was having a meal, I
What?
definitely have to get some sort of like buffet thing to try all these like exotic Hyrule fruits and like fish and meats.
Yeah, for sure. I would get. So I think I'm gonna go with. They have that actually. You can get the gourmet meat and seafood fry. It's kind of a blend. It looks like it's got lots of different meats on it.
Oh man, I might change out my crab fry for that one then for sure.
Yeah, it's either that or the salt grilled gourmet meat. Looks really good to me. I also like the meat skewers. Those all look yummy. And then for dessert for me, am I in the dessert section? I am in the dessert section. All of these look really good.
You could have some warm milk. Doesn't sound good.
I'd probably say this honeyed apple looks so good. It looks so good. Okay, that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna do like the salted gourmet meat with the honey apple, and I'm gonna eat this in. I think I'm just gonna go with just Hatino Village, like a cliffside, because they are built sort of close to the cliffside where you can look out over the ocean. So something up there.
Yeah, going based off looks, I'd probably go somewhere in the Zora domain
Yeah.
area.
Yeah, the dam I think would be where they'd put it, like up on top, and you could see into Zora's domain and also see the water and
Yeah,
the
that's like
divine
just a
beast.
huge view of the
Oh,
of Hyrule.
yeah, that's a good spot. That's a good location. Wow, solo something? That was a fantastic question. I'm hungry. I'm hungry,
Yeah,
guys.
not gonna lie, like I feel like I went a lot more in depth with that and fought harder than I thought I was going to.
I feel like this is like this needs to happen. Someone needs to start a restaurant that makes these dishes, and they're like themed. They're themed like this. Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay,
Have it in Nintendo Land.
okay, yeah. Theme parks. We'll talk about this. This will be a community corner subject for another episode. But I want to talk about a potential Zelda land because that needs to happen. I want that more than the rumored Donkey Kong land, for sure.
Yeah, probably with you there.
Yeah.
I'd probably rather also have Metroid Land for Donkey Kong
Yeah,
Land.
well, okay, but let's yeah, we're not going to talk about this next week. I'll make this the community corner topic. So anybody that wants to pitch in, join over on our Discord if you've got questions or ideas for if Nintendo Land was its own full theme park. What lands would you like to see? And what kinds of things can you think would be fun topics for us to discuss on that? So picture Disney World, but Nintendo owns it. What would it look like? Join us next week as we talk about that. Because yeah, that's like a full nother episode right there. I think I could go all day on that. Thank you for the question, Solo Something. Man, so fun, and now I want to go cook stuff at Breath of the Wild. Let's answer a couple more questions. We got 2 questions here from Mason. Mason asks if it was between Asia, North America, or Europe in a gaming competition, who would win? I feel like hands down Asia all the time will win. The question between
going based off the populations, North America has approximately 370 million people.
Okay.
Europe has about 740 million, and Asia has 4.5 billion people. So that's a pretty big advantage. Just with that. So yeah, I feel like I gotta give it to Asia on this one.
I'd say that in like gaming competitiveness, it seems like Asia countries are always like topping the rankings in everything. They're just incredibly good at video games over that in that part of the world. What's really cool to me is that someone on a completely different continent, I could if I
absolutely destroy me at Pokemon Unite.
Yeah, if I saw them, or this is something that happened to me at Disney World quite a bit. Anytime I saw someone with a Nintendo shirt, I would always point out and say, "Hey, that's a cool shirt." I would always do that. And I must have done that like a dozen times or so. I mean, not as much as you would think, but you know, it's Disney World, a lot of Disney shirts.
Yeah.
But there's some cool Zelda shirts. There was a guy walking around in the full like Team Skull jacket. You know, the Team Skull. He had the like the full like jacket, and he was walking around. I was like, that is so cool. I was like, we have to catch up to him, but he was walking too fast. He had the look, man. He was just like,
he had that Team Skull.
He had the swagger. The swagger. Yeah. And I was like, dude, that guy's going places. That guy's going places that I can't go because I'm not cool enough. Oh, that was fun. But what I was saying here is that I could see someone I could go to another country, another continent. I see someone with a Zelda shirt. Instantly, we have a connection and we can be friends. Instantly. That's what video games does. That's what Nintendo does. Bridges gaps between cultures and backgrounds. Like, so cool. It's so cool.
But
that,
I mean,
yeah.
after you,
I was gonna say it's one of the few things in the world that everybody can come together and enjoy together.
yeah, until you start talking about the different consoles.
Well, now wait a minute, ours is better. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because heading back to like the out of North America, Europe, or Asia, we both kind of decided that we thought Asia would win. But who do you think out of Europe and North America? I mean, I don't necessarily know that much about Europe, but it seems like video games kind of bigger in North America.
that's what I was gonna say.
So
Yeah,
I would say I think the North America would beat out Europe.
yeah.
But I don't actually have any basis for that because I don't know much about Europe.
I agree. I think that's the case. Plus, yeah, yeah. North America is just like it's huge for gaming, but like Asia's obviously bigger for gaming.
Yeah, bigger for
Uh,
gaming and also more people.
yeah.
So that,
And then yeah. Throw in we got like we got friends in South America and in Africa. Like gaming's getting big everywhere. It's getting big everywhere. So this is a worldwide endeavor.
yeah, I'm just ready for the Esports Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you think it should be part of the Olympics? Esports? Should it be its own separate thing? Or should it be
Uh,
part of the actual Olympics?
maybe a separate thing for now. I don't know if it's necessarily big enough. I feel like you gotta
I think it is.
build a little more at the. I mean, it's big, but I mean, like esports, I feel like are still kind of coming into their own
Yeah.
popularity wise.
I think
I feel
you
like you got
fast
to build
forward
it on the global scale a little bit more before being like, hey, let's put this in the Olympics.
I think you fast forward 10, 20 years and gaming will have taken over the sports scene. Like video gaming is going to be I think it already is more popular than sports in general. If we're talking like super general
Uh,
terms, popularity and money intake, I think people are paying more and doing more for video games as an industry. Well, it's kind of hard to
for
compare it.
video games, but I mean, not so much. I mean, these
But
competitive video game players aren't making like $30 million a year. So I mean, like the competitive scene isn't raking in as much money.
I was gonna say,
But
but
I
yeah,
mean,
comparing events, no. Sport events are still bigger by far. But what if we see like baseball, football, soccer all phase out, and then those stadiums all just get converted to be like esports stadiums? Like what we need to do, Micah, is we'll be on the lookout for this trend. We'll be like, all right, this sports team is going under, their stadium's going up for sale. We snatch that up. Okay, we snatch that up, and then we start
for
we
like
start it.
$200 million.
Yeah,
Or
I mean
whatever
you
they're
got
selling it
that.
for.
Yeah, you got a cool $200 million, and then we're like, all right,
Let me just head to my bank for that loan.
this is now a gaming arena.
I feel like the problem with that is I feel like there's not as much difference between watching esports live compared to like watching it at home on TV or whatever as there is when watching sports live. Because when you're watching like esports live, you're still just looking at a screen of them playing, but you also
That's the problem. That's the problem, and someone needs to fix that. We could do that. That's the business model I'm presenting. What if?
maybe in 10, 20 years when VR is bigger,
Yeah,
they're
yes.
like VR events.
Or like projector technology, because I've always thought like they have the like projector. They've done shows with, like, Japan does these all the time, shows with digital avatars that are the singers, and they do these big concerts that people are going crazy for. Like Splatoon had one of these. There was a Splatoon concert that you could watch with a live band and Splatoon characters up there singing. Like you could integrate that technology into like fighting game because it'd be just a stage, and you could do like, could you imagine like a projector version of like
Just
Smash
like, yeah,
Bros?
that would be cool.
Yeah. There's also like these like pyramid projector type things that you can watch. What if you just made a really big one of those, or a bunch of those to form a screen? So like, picture this. We have a football field, okay? We have a football stadium. We rip out the football in the middle, like nope, no more yards, no more than that, and we put in a full to scale built exact model and replica of a League of Legends map.
Oh,
And
I like
then
where you're going with this.
the people playing are seeing the actual game, but the people watching the live event are seeing this really cool projector version of this on like an actual built field. That
That would be cool. But
like
then at the same time, you'd also need some smaller versions that were like zoomed in on like when, oh, like if they're like team fights, they'd have like kind of a zoomed in so you could see like more detail of like these action things.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would turn into being exactly like watching football. Like you could go watch it live, and then if you watched the show or like watched it being broadcast somewhere, it would like have fancy camera work, so it's like following players and highlights and events and things. Like I think about it for like League of Legends, Pokemon Unite, or there's so much that you could do for something extra like something that gets big enough competitively. This could totally be the future. Rocket League,
Yeah.
they just like project it down there, or the entire floor is just a giant screen, so you're watching it looking down, and it simulates the gameplay. And then I mean, I just went to Disney World, so maybe I'm just like I'm like
Yeah,
hyped up on crazy ideas like this. But
yeah, you're reaching a little bit, I think, but those things would be real cool. Maybe in like 50 years,
K9
we'll have
says, "Do
things
it,
like that.
Nintendo Pal Stadium. Let's go." Yeah,
Yeah,
100%
well, I mean, if we get to 1 million subs,
on Twitch.
we could try this.
We could try. I don't think that would even
Ah,
be enough money, but
no, well,
it
we
would be
get
a
a
good
million
start.
subs for a year,
Yeah, yeah,
for a
okay.
couple of years. Then we could get it started, and assuming we still have those million subs for like the 5 years it takes to build this stuff,
All I'm saying is
we
that
could,
the technology is almost there and might be there, but too expensive to put together in one form or another. Like, went on this ride at Disney for the it's called the Navi River Journey, and there is a spot where it is an actual like it's an actual fake log. It's like a log, and it has holes on it, and these centipedes come out of the holes and crawl around the log and crawl in, and it looks real. It looks like photo real because of how they are using multiple projectors and perfectly timing the movement of this bug in order to make it look 3D as it's going in and out of these holes on this log. And it
that
looks,
or they really trained some centipedes to do that.
yeah, I mean, that would be scary because it would be like a 3 foot long centipede. There's just like really cool stuff like that. And this is just leading perfectly into what we're going to talk about next week with the Nintendo theme park, because I could go all day on this. They could do some really cool stuff. They could do
Yeah,
really
I mean,
cool stuff.
with the technology we have now, like we could change the world like so much, like the way we live. But all these fancy new cutting edge technologies we developed and whatnot recently, I mean, they're all just crazy expensive and not feasible to actually like
Mass
go
produce.
wide, yeah, mass produce it. So
I just feel like my idea for the League of Legends stadium or something like that. I'm not a League of Legends fan, but I know it's like a huge esports thing. Like they would probably be the ones to do this, right? Build a
yeah,
life size map that is exactly like the competitive map that they're using for their event, and then use projectors to play the game on that people could watch. Totally could see that happening now. Like I could see that happening today easily. Anyways, on this like crazy note, let's move to the next question. Thank you for the question, Mason. We went all over with that.
Yeah.
This next question here.
Well, yeah, I had to go back and look at what the question originally was.
This next question here. Lego Hyrule Castle or Lego Princess Peach's Castle?
This one's kind of difficult. Like, which Zelda are we talking about?
I don't know. I mean, which Mario are we talking about? I guess the design for Peach's Castle has been pretty similar.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
Hyrule Castle all of a sudden just got gargantuan in Breath of the Wild. It's like,
yeah,
it's just huge. So, I don't know.
I mean, I think I might go with. I think I'd go with Peach's Castle
Okay.
because I think it's more colorful, has like cooler contrasts because it's not really as lifelike, I
Yeah.
guess. Plus, it's got that cool stained glass peach, pretty
Yeah.
cool. And like Hyrule Castle is generally looked kind of like what you think a castle would look like ish. It's just kind of like the gray rock. Got some cool looking at some of these pictures, like the green moving stuff, but it doesn't like pop as much as Peach's Castle for me.
I'm gonna go with Lego Hyrule Castle, even though I completely agree on all your points. I just really want Zelda Legos, man. That would be so cool. That would be so cool. Like a really nice detailed tower. If you go to like any big Lego store, they'll have. Well, I think the one in Disney has like a full Disney castle model, and it is so cool looking. The thing is, like, I would want this Lego Hyrule Castle to be like the $800 set. You know, like they go all out. It's humongous, but then I would never buy it because it's too
Because then
expensive.
it's $800.
Yeah.
And then if
So
you did buy it, you might never actually end up putting it together, or
it's
at
true.
least finish putting it together.
It's true. I mean, you could probably custom make that pretty easily, buying other castle sets and putting that together to make it look like how you want.
Yeah. Although, actually, I mean, if we're talking about Wind Waker Hyrule Castle, I might go with that one.
I don't remember how that one looks.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
I mean, I've seen it, but I don't remember how it looks.
I didn't remember how it looked either because I haven't really gotten a good outside view of it yet.
Isn't there a barrier that like lets you that you can't get through to get to it?
There's actually, well, it's kind of, I mean, it's not really spoilery. There's a barrier that doesn't let you get too far away from it.
I don't know what that means. So cool.
You're,
Yeah, I
you're
just know
domed in.
I know there's a glitch that's like the Great Barrier Skip that people figured out so that you could beat that early. Anyways, speaking of skip, let's skip to the end of this here because that's about our show right there. And the usual magical time of 1 hour and 40-ish minutes, 40-ish minutes for our show. Man, Michael, we went on all sorts of awesome tangents today. I loved talking about the Hyrule dishes. I loved talking about theme parks and also talking about just like the just a lot of Zelda talk. It was a good
Yeah.
conversation. If you would like to support this show in some way, first off, let me give you some free options here. You can like, follow, subscribe to this podcast for free on your podcast listening app of choice, and you can leave us a 5-star review. All of that costs nothing except for some time, but 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 we greatly appreciate that
I mean,
time.
time's not important anyways. Like, what are you gonna do with it?
Just play the one song from Majora's Mask, and you can get that time back. And with that extra time that you get back, you can hop on over to our Twitch channel and give us a follow. That's another way to support. Totally free to give a follow on Twitch and to subscribe to us on YouTube. You can also follow us on social media platforms like TikTok. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram, and those are both at Nintendo Pals Podcast. And we are also on Twitter at Nintendo Pals. Follow us on all of those. That's a great way to show support.
So supportful.
This is a great way to be so supportful. Yeah, to the show. Now let's talk about the not free but could be free option. If you come over to our Twitch channel and subscribe to us on Twitch, that is an awesome way to support the show as well. But insider secret, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you get a free sub, and you could send that free sub our way. What? It's pretty great. We are currently speedrunning to 100 follows on Twitch and trying to get to 64 subscribers. The 64 subscribers is a pretty big deal because, one, I got roped into shaving my head when we hit that point. And Micah is going to do a hot tub stream. So we're actually don't believe that it's going to happen. That's why we set these outrageous goals to that. But if you do help us get to 100 follows, which we're very close, I am going to be doing a speed run of Hey You Pikachu on the N64. So, like, seriously, if you haven't done it yet, hop on over and give us a follow there. Like I said, totally free. Totally free. And that's about it. I want to give a special thanks, as always, to VGR for the intro music we use for our show. If you want to check out more VGR music, it's sweet video game remixes that are all like just jam tune awesome music. Jam tune awesome music. Man, that's an endorsement right there. Links to all of VGR's work is in the description of the podcast. And I think that is everything. Yeah.
Except, didn't anyone notice where I hid Yoshi? I forgot I did that.
Yeah, good thing you remembered because I forgot to mention it. Yeah, if you want to play a great game of Spot the Yoshi, tune into the video version of our podcast, which you can do by hopping over to Twitch and checking out our VOD or checking out the video version on YouTube. Yeah. Muggles Moo in chat says that they remember. So, did you find it?
We hid something, but not what we hid.
Anyways, we are having a blast over here. You know what I forgot to plug? Discord. Come on over and check out our Discord. We're having a good time joining up in conversations. We've had some new people join in from all over, and it's super fun. We are really enjoying meeting new friends and chatting with people. That's totally free to do and shows great support for the show and gives you like direct access to what we talk about by posting things in the community corner. And you also get to see all these news things a little early and join in on discussions. Plus, we're all out there helping each other get pre-orders for things. So yeah, we have a good time. I don't think we would have got the Switch OLED pre-order if I wasn't a part of this Discord community that we created, because so many people on there helped out in getting those, and we were all real supportive. I also got that sweet acrylic Zelda My Nintendo Rewards through that. Anyways, ramble. Thank you all so much for watching and listening, and we will talk to y'all next time. Micah, you want to leave us with a closing remark?
Oh, yeah, I already forgot what it was, though. I'll have to quote back your jam tune packed. What?
Yeah,
what did you just say about the music?
Yeah, I don't know the jam tune. I don't remember. But yeah, I don't remember.
Well,
That's...
I guess I'll change it to. Obviously, we both have terrible memories, so don't expect us to remember things.
And that is a fantastic closing remark. Thank you all for listening.